I'm packing my things to prepare for the summer. Moved into the back house of my landlord's mother. You came on the first night to see what you're missing. Hung out with my roommate, told jokes in the kitchen, then crashed on a newly made bed. We messed up the sheets, and you got...
How I did to attend a ball, I'd wear the pearls and gown and all, dance with men who ask my hand and twirl around the room. Clocks, they don't succeed in pleasing me. The drinking, shouting, and the ecstasy. I long for dancing of different manner. Maybe can make it happen. Maybe it's just for in the books. And with eyes with different looks, dancing floors that aren't sticky. Well, my friend, what would you choose?
What happens if I lose my way with the compass and a map I made? Looking for a shadow in the dark. What happens if I look for you with the compass and my tennis shoes and find you holding someone else's heart. Sleeping on the bedroom floor. I'll let my feelings wash ashore. You told me I'm projecting. I don't move with much direction anymore. I don't know what I'm looking for. I can't believe I care. Soon I wanna pinky swear. I'm leaving, I'll call you when I'm there. What happens if I lose my way with the compass and a map I made? Looking for my shadow in the dark. What happens if I look for you with the compass and my tennis shoes and find you holding someone else's heart? So I get up and I get dressed, playing Pokemon on my own.
뭐지? 이렇게 됐어.
Unpacking the things to prepare for the summer. Moved into the back house of my landlord's mother. You came on the first night to see what you're missing. Hung out with my roommate, told jokes in the kitchen and crashed. And I stole the sheets, and you got in my head. So I drew on the walls with a crayon, like a kid who can't understand how bad he wants it. The drip in the faucet, I'm not getting back my security deposit. I hope that I see you again. I might not though. Could take the Amtrak up to Chicago. I'll walk you home and the sun's always beating. And you tried to kiss me, but my nose is bleeding. It drips right down your cheek, and your shirt sticks to your skin. So I drew on the walls with a crayon, like a kid who can't understand how bad he wants it. The drip in the faucet, I'm not getting back my security deposit. I'm exhausted, but I'm never going to sleep while you're with me. So I drew on the walls with a crayon, like a kid who can't understand how bad he wants it. The drip in the faucet, I'm not getting back my security deposit.